everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Nina. I am a Scottish watercolour artist living in the south of France, and I also love to knit. And these videos I make about life in the south of France, little adventures, like a kind of vlog. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about this beautiful top called the Seashore Blouse by Kutovakika. So this summer we had a really fun time. I took a trip with my son Mika to Norway and Denmark. My mother is Norwegian, so I have a lot of family in Norway who I haven't seen for quite some time, and my brother lives in Copenhagen. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a meditation retreat I went on, and yeah, it's just going to be super fun, hopefully. So grab a tea or a coffee, get really cozy, and let's go on a little journey. Are you ready to go?
My hair's not done.
Your hair's not done? When are you going to do your hair?
In the plane.
In the plane. You look alright though. Before I get to talking about this beautiful blouse, we're going to go back to Norway. My mum grew up in a town called Sandefjord, which is just south, well, about an hour and a half south of Oslo. And we used to go there every summer when I grew up for like 6 weeks. It was such a joy. We would be like going out in my grandpa's boat onto the fjords and jumping off the rocks and fishing for crabs. It was really some of my happiest times in my life. And what was wonderful was that the weather in Norway was so incredible this time. And my cousin Pia had a friend who had a little boat, and she took us all out on the fjords. And I got to show Mika everything that I loved about my childhood summers. So we went back to Sandefjord to visit my cousin and my auntie and all my family there. And on the first day, we went into town and we went to a shop called Blomster Pia. And actually, my cousin is called Pia, but the lovely woman that runs this shop, she's also called Pia. A bit confusing, but anyway. And Pia, not my cousin, the shop lady, the flower shop lady, she bought my cards a few years ago to sell, like little tiny A7 size cards to go in the flower bouquets. And I'd never seen her shop. So I went with my cousin Pia to visit Pia and got to see my little tiny cards in her beautiful shop. It was so lovely.
Let's go in!
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many.
Oh, it's so pretty in here. Oh. Look! Aww. There I am. So cute.
Today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were two for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel
So my mum was born in Norway. She lived there till she was about 20 or 21, and then she went to Scotland to be an au pair girl, and she met my dad, and then stayed there ever since. She still lives there up near Glasgow. And it was actually my mum who taught me how to knit when I was younger. Obviously knitting is very traditional in Norway. So I think I started knitting at quite a young age, thanks to her. And actually I found this amazing picture of my mum. I think she must have been about 16 or 17, knitting in her living room. Oh yeah, just to talk a little bit about the kind of knit journey. So I studied a little bit of knit design when I was younger at uni, and then after that I kind of got into more like traditional Fairyle. This is a traditional Norwegian design, for example. So I was doing a lot of this kind of stuff. I actually knit this sweater, this very one, 7 times. Can you believe it? 7 times. There's 2 colorways, but I made gifts for other people, and I was just on repeat with the same sweater. And then it's interesting, so kind of joining the dots here. Then I saw a YouTube podcast by Helle, from Danish Musings. I'm sure some of you have seen her podcast. I just by sheer chance saw one of her podcasts just after the phase of doing the 7 sweaters, and I just fell in love with what she was doing, especially like she knitted an all over lace sweater, and I'd never knitted lace, and I had practically never knitted any cables either. So I was kind of yeah, I could knit, but not like super. I wasn't really, my skills weren't like amazing. Anyway, and the funny thing about this video is that I actually got to finally meet Helle, because we went from Norway and then we went to Denmark. Anyway, I'm kind of all over the place here, but stick with the program. Yeah, so that's a little bit about the kind of history of my knit journey. Put these babies away. So now to talk about this beautiful blouse. Just stand up. You can see a little bit the bottom of it. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? So pretty. Love this one. So this is called the Seashore Blouse by Kutovakika. I find her a fantastic designer. First of all, her podcast is so inspiring. I just get very excited when she makes a new video. And she is a Finnish knitwear designer. And I've already knitted one of her designs before. And I found the pattern really, really easy to read. Well, I thought it was going to be a hugely challenging cardigan to knit, this Kutovakika cardigan, which is quite beautiful. I'm just going to arrange it somehow. Oops. Yeah, so having never done cables before, I wasn't sure at all, but she makes, with many of her patterns, she records a how-to video. And so that gave me the confidence to make this beauty. Oh, absolutely love this cardigan. With the tie at the waist, and I was extremely proud of myself. I love it. I love a bobble as well. I was really proud of myself, and I think basically the only reason I did this was because there was the tutorial. Yeah, so I was watching her during the summer. She released the pattern for the Seashore Blouse, and in fact she's got like a matching skirt, which I thought was rather beautiful as well. She does like a short little skirt and a long skirt. But I really wanted to knit this blouse. It's all over lace. And again, she did a tutorial for the skirt, which uses the same patterning. So I thought, well, I'll give this one a go. Again, kind of, well, I think lace is so less challenging than it looks. When I finished this, my partner was like, wow, so impressive. And actually, it's actually not that difficult to knit lace. You're essentially knitting stitches together and doing yarn overs, and that makes all the beautiful holes and the shapes. And yeah, it's quite amazing. So I saw her vlog, and I saw her in this blouse, and I was like, yeah, that's going to be perfect. End of summer, came out in August, I think. And I thought, well, it's going to be really good, because as we transition into autumn, I can put a long sleeve. I think I've got like a little cream long sleeve vest. We call it a vest, like an undergarment, and that will be good. That will be good until it starts to get really cold. So I bought the yarn for this, which I'll talk about in a minute, in a shop called Sommerfuglen in Copenhagen. So what happened was, my brother lives in Copenhagen, and he came with his son to Norway, and he met us in Norway, and then we had quite an adventurous road trip to go from Sandefjord, Norway, taking the ferry over to Sweden, to Strömstad, and then we drove down, and then we took another little ferry over to Denmark, and then drove all the way back to Copenhagen. I think it was about a 10-hour journey, but it went amazingly fast. It was like broken up because we had ferry, and then we had car, and then we had ferry, and then we had car. So yeah, it was a really fun road trip. Start of a long journey.
this your best model walk? Is that your best you can do? It's a bit lopsided, I need to style it. Wow, that's better. Okay, let's see. That's not bad. Maybe if some model agency sees this video, you can get a job. Send you out to work. Ah, home sweet home.
That's the restaurant right there. Yeah, we live in.
This one?
Yeah, right there.
This one? Oh, I'll flip those up.
Okay, so we arrived in Copenhagen and I had one day and the boys went off to Tivoli and I got to meet up with Helle from Danish Musings knitting podcast, which was a big thrill, and we had such a lovely time together. As I said earlier on, she really kick-started me to be a little bit more adventurous in my knitting, in my hand knitting. And I wrote to her a little email and said, I'm going to be in Copenhagen, staying with my brother. Is there any possibility we could meet up, have lunch or something? And she was so sweet because she doesn't live in Copenhagen, but she took the train up to meet with me. And we met in a yarn shop first. And then she took me to another yarn shop called Sommerfuglen. In Copenhagen, and that was where she helped me choose my yarn. So yeah, just to say that we spent such a lovely day together. We had lunch, we did the yarn shops, we had lunch, then we wandered around a bit, and then we had a lovely glass of rosé, and the time went super fast. Yeah, it was just really easy to chat, and yeah, it was a really lovely afternoon hanging out with her.
Now you're featuring. That's pretty color. That's a pretty color. Oh my god, that is the color, isn't it?
With the poetic name of 5811.
So we're going for the...
Excellent choice.
Thank you. Thank you for your assistance.
My pleasure. Likewise.
Ever so polite. Right, that's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well done.
So yeah, so I bought too many balls of this. If I had listened to Helle, I would have got the right number of balls, but I got too many, so I'm left with 2. Plus, what else is left? That. I've got way too many. I could have done with 6. Helle, I think, suggested I get 7, which would have been very wise, because that would be in a margin of safety as well. And but I was a big scaredy cat and ended up getting 8. And got left with this. I'm not quite too sure what I'm going to do with these 2 balls, but I don't know. Maybe it could be a little tiny little summer top for next year. We'll see. Oh, it'd have to be really tiny, and it'd have to be held single. any ideas for what to do with 2 balls of knitting for olive, if you run out and you need some, give me a shout. Anyways, it's a strange yarn because it's pure silk, but it feels I would say more like cotton, or a little bit linen-y. The reason being is this, like, the reason it's not shiny is that the little worms, they cut through the cocoon and the worms can kind of come out and, you know, live their life. Don't know what they do afterwards. Maybe I don't know. Comments below if you know what the worms do after they've been cut out of their cocoons. So because the silk is cut, it doesn't have the shine. I'm no silk expert, but I would say that this feels more like cotton. But I like knowing that it's silk. It kind of gives it that kind of luxury factor. So I bought the yarn and then I cast on. Actually, there was a moment in the summer which was just blissful for me because Mika had a colony vacances, like a kind of camp, kids camp, horse riding kids camp, and he was away for a couple of weeks, and my partner went to visit his family, and I had place to myself for 2 weeks. I think that's not happened since before Mika was born. Oh, I was in heaven. So nice. And it was then that I made the video, my last video, and then I cast on this baby. And then not long after, Mika and myself went on a meditation retreat. If you look at my video, the one where I talk about moving to France, I'll link it below. Then I kind of explain there why I moved to France. And one of the main reasons I moved to France was because of a retreat centre that I've been coming to here for many, many years. Very, very beautiful. And so every year I make priority to go there and do a little meditation retreat. And Mika can come with me, and he has got a kids program. So I took my knitting with me, and we went off for 10 days. Good morning, folks. I am just, I'm on a meditation retreat, which is why I'm talking a bit quietly. But I'm just taking a quick moment this morning to come up and look at this beautiful view. And then I put this on a thread, and I'm just going to see where it comes down to on my chest so that I can decide if I'm going to knit size 1 or size 2. But I think this is going to also grow when it washes. So I think we're good. I think we're good to go on to the next step in this process. Oh, I'm quite excited about this. Oh, I can't wait to finish this. I think it's going to be perfect for end of summer. Okay, I better get back to my meditation. Hello there, just a little check-in. Again, I'm talking a little bit quietly. I'm sitting in my little, the edge of my little hut, my little meditation hut. And again, hoping nobody is listening to me, talking to myself. Otherwise they might think I'm going a little bit mad. Very peaceful here. Extremely peaceful. Anyway, I just wanted to give a little update on the top, and I have split for sleeves and I'm working down, and let's have a little looking. Not done too badly here. Split for sleeves after this point, and I am loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Very addictive. And I just can't wait to put it on my hoodie.
That's all you're getting. That's enough. Yes, that's enough.
Okay, we're having a little bit of an incident here. That's what happens when you knit in nature. Ah, freedom at last. So when I got back, I carried on knitting, and then I finished the body. Good morning. So look at this, isn't this cute? Maybe I should have my little microphone, I'm not sure. Can you hear me all right? So I finished the body, and I actually think it's super cute as a little t-shirt. Don't you? Love that. Very happy with the length. I'm not sure how much it's going to grow. Don't really want it to grow much more. I still need to do the I-cord here. But yeah, I'm going to do the sleeves finally. I think if I'd knitted this at the beginning of the summer, I might have just like made a little bound off with that border and be done with it. I think that would be really cute. But as it's coming into autumn, I think I'm going to continue and do the sleeves, because I think with a little, you know, long sleeve vest underneath, that would be fab in the autumn. But there we go, body's done. Really happy, Italian bind off. And yeah, on we go. Okay, so got back from retreat, feeling very refreshed and zen-like. And then, yeah, well, we had all kind of like lead up to going back to school, Mika starting high school, college, whatever you call it, big school. Yeah, we took one weekend and went off on a camping trip. I've never done camping before. I'm not really an expert camper, but yeah, it was fun.
I'm looking so hideous right now. Hair scraped back, no makeup. Here's to camping lifestyle. Very unglamorous, but fun nonetheless. Okay, so I've just finished. I did my I-cord neckline. I'm quite pleased it's not too tight. And I just wanted to show you it on before I block it, because I have deliberately, as you can see, the sleeves are pretty short. I like my sleeves to just go over the top of my hands. This is alright, but definitely you can see it's like, it's not, I've basically made it shorter than I want it because I think it's going to grow in blocking. Okay, post blocking, look! Look what it happens, magical, magical, magical. So now they're kind of loose and longish, and if I had knitted them to the length that I wanted, they would be down there by now. So I'm absolutely loving this one. It's making me want to dance.
So finally finished it, and I really love it. I think it's kind of cozy as well. Like today's a bit fresh, and I've just got a little strappy thing underneath, and it feels really nice. I don't know if you noticed, but it's got, like on the side, it's got this detail underneath. So the raglan comes down and it joins at the side. Very pretty. And then the sleeve, the underarm of the sleeve as well, has the raglan continuing. I just think it's a really beautiful design. It looks really impressive, even though I do say so myself. But it's not too complicated. I mean, it's not beginner friendly, but it's not so difficult to make. I love it. I love it. So just to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch and subscribe and like, and please keep sending your comments, because that just keeps encouraging me to continue to make these videos, and I love to connect directly with you. It makes me feel like I'm just not like talking away to myself in a room, but there's actually you out there listening. Oh yes, there'll be a link at the end to my art shop. And if you enjoy these videos and you'd like to support me, then buying the prints and the cards in the shop is such a great way to support me. I actually did become monetized on YouTube, and I've made up to this date €0. So if you really are enjoying these videos, then, I mean, apart from the usual subscribing and liking and blah blah blah, sharing, etc., if you want to have a look and support me by purchasing some art, that would be incredible. So lots and lots of love to you. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and we will see you here hopefully in the not too distant future. Getting a little bit cozy for autumn. Bye! I can tell you a little bit about, she's a connection to the whole, so